Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and I'm a Plexus ambassador. I have been using these products for about 1.5 years now, and I thought I would give you a little overview about all the parts that I have gone through with my journey. I say parts because I've gone through several different seasons while using these products, so I just thought it would be great to kind of share with you all of those seasons. So let's begin before Plexus. I had just had my second child. I had a toddler that was 3, and it was April 2020, and I had my son. We all know how 2020 went, so it was a little off for a lot of us, and having a baby during the beginning of it was a little different too, but we made it through. And it kind of helped us a little bit because right when everything shut down was when my husband came home, and that was about 2 weeks before my due date. So it actually worked out a little bit nice for us because he came home. He traveled for work quite a bit, so he got to be home and made sure that he was there for when we had our child. After having the baby, coming home, trying to just get life back to normal, if you will, my husband was home to help. It was awesome. But in my mindset, I kept thinking, okay, I need to figure out how I can do this by myself because he's going to be traveling back again for work again soon. So I was trying to figure out routines of how to deal with a toddler, a newborn, a dog. My family lives, I think the closest we had was like an hour away. So we were pretty much on our own kind of thing. So I was on my own when my husband left for work, which was not a bad thing. I'm the stubborn person who is just gonna do it. If it needs to get done, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna figure it out. I recall when I was pregnant with our first child, I think I was like 7 or 8 months pregnant, pulling this little mini snowblower up on the deck to snowblow the deck because it needed to get done. My husband was away for work. I didn't care if I was pregnant or not, but I guess that's something that I need to work on. When I'm pregnant, I have a hard time asking for help. But I don't think it's just when I'm pregnant. I think it's all the time. I have a hard time. So it was nice to have him home, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I need to figure this out. And how am I going to get a routine? I'm a very organized, routine kind of a person. I recall one day my husband went to town for something. The whole house in my mind blew up. But in reality, it was just something simple as my daughter needed help in the bedroom. I was pumping breast milk for my son. He was crying. The dog was having a crazy fit. But in my mind, it was like everything was spinning around. I was having a huge anxiety attack. My chest was like pumping. I'm like, what is going on? So I kind of just grabbed everybody. We sat in the recliner. We tried to relax. But I recall at one point we all were bawling because I'm like, I can't do this. How do people do this when they have 2 kids? You know, I just figured, okay, my solution to it was, this is going to be your norm. You've got 2 kids, you got to figure it out. This is your norm. You have to deal with chaos. Okay, that was me. I'm going to have to deal with this pounding craziness going on. I just figured that was normal. My cousin Leah had messaged me a few times prior about Plexus and the supplements, and I completely shut her down because anytime I think about supplements, my husband took some prior to this, and anytime I think of supplements, I think of those powdered drinks that he had that would stay clumpy, that smelt, that tasted horrible, and that was my mindset of supplements. I was like, no. I can't do that. It needs to smell good. It needs to taste good. I can't do it if it doesn't. So I just kind of blew her off. I had that little episode with the anxiety attack, and then just trying to figure out a norm. I was tired all the time. My son breastfed constantly. He is a hoss. He still is a hoss. He doesn't breastfeed anymore, but he would feed that. It was like constant, nonstop is what I felt like. And I recall thinking, like, am I even producing anything? Like, are you even giving me time to make anything for you, dude? Like, you're just nonstop. And he was just crying, and it was just a little stressful for me. So I started to try and pump to see that way I could measure out how much he was getting. I purchased some like cordless pumps that would help so that I could still help with my daughter while doing this for him. So I was trying to figure out a good routine, but it still wasn't working, and I was I'm just tired. So I thought, okay, maybe it's time to reach out. Maybe this is the good Lord's way of saying, Rachel, you're not superwoman. You need help. It's okay. So I messaged Leah and I said, okay, you got me. What can I do? What do you want? What do we need to do to get this ball rolling? She signed me up with the Triplex combo pack. Told me when you get it in the mail, open the pink drink, try it, tell me what you think. So, okay, simple as that, I can do that. And I told myself when I signed up, I was giving myself that 60 days, the 60-day money-back guarantee. I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to think about it. I don't want to think that I'm taking this drink, and then all of a sudden I have this energy. Oh, yay. When really it's just my mindset thinking that, right? So I took the drink the first day. I mixed it up. I thought, oh, this isn't clumpy at all. This is super easy. I took a drink of it. I thought, oh, this really tastes really good. It's nice and refreshing, and I can do this. It's kind of like, I would categorize it in like a lemonade kind of thing. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I drank it in the morning, messaged her my results. I like it a lot. Drank it for the whole day. Breastfed, did all of that. I didn't pump. Like I said, I got these new pumps, so I was waiting on that. I fed him all day. We went to sleep. That was the first time that he slept a long span of time. And I think any mom out there that has a newborn that has that span of time first wakes up and thinks, oh, are they okay? Second of all, wakes up and thinks, oh, yes. Now we're on to the good stages, right? So I was super excited about that. Didn't think anything like Plexus related. No, I was just thinking we're at this stage. Now he's sleeping longer. Good. I can get a little bit more sleep. So I needed to go pump. So I tried these new pumps. Perfect. I doubled my milk supply. I thought, oh my gosh, this is so cool. These new pumps are going to help me and blah, 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 blah. I didn't think that a pink drink from the day before was going to help me. Why would it? I just drank it one time. So I didn't even think anything of it. I kept going through my process of trying to be steady on it, but in my mindset, more important was my kids and how am I going to get this done. So I fell off the wagon a few times, a couple days not having it, then getting back on, and then not having it, and back and forth. Well, I started to get migraines. And I've had migraines before, and I just would go through my regimen. I'm a type of person that tries not to take Excedrin or Tylenol until the last minute. I'll go through, take a shower, some hot cold pads on your head, Vicks on your forehead. I don't know if your grandma ever did that to you, but she did that to me and it worked one time. So Vicks on your forehead, I did it all. It still was like a hard pounding migraine. So I messaged Leah and I said, hey, do you get migraines from this drink? Because that's what I'm starting to get. So she explained, you possibly are going through detox. Are you drinking enough water? Yeah, I'm drinking enough water. I'm trying to keep intake going, but it wasn't. I started measuring out the amount of water that I was drinking, and it definitely was not enough water. So I bumped that amount up to the proper amount that I should have been, and the migraine started to go away. I started to find a good routine, and I didn't think anything of it other than that. Okay, I'm just going to keep taking these products. I don't know. My husband got an opportunity to move back up north to where we grew up, about 3 hours away. And we took the position and we moved the whole house. When I packed the house, though, Plexus was not on the top priority. If you are a mom, you pack your children, you pack your husband, you pack the dog, and then they pack you. Those are the orders that you pack, okay? Plexus was on the bottom. It got thrown in the storage unit. It wasn't on my main priority list. Big mistake. I learned my lesson. That will never happen again. I will let you know. So it's in the storage unit. We didn't have a house to live in. We were staying in our camper until we found a house to live in. The first thing I noticed was less sleep again. I was starting to get grumpy. I was starting to not have patience. My breast milk was starting to decrease. And I just thought, okay, I'm just getting stressed out because we are living in a camper. We really don't have a house. All of our stuff is in a storage unit. We don't really know you're kind of up in the air, right? So that's what I thought it was. Then I started to think, maybe this Plexus is actually working. Maybe I should go dig that out. So I went to the storage unit and I dug it out. I could not believe it. When I started taking it again, I was having better sleep. Like I said, my patience was a lot better. My kids were a lot more happier because mommy was happier. And these were things that I didn't know were happening when we were in our old house and I was trying to find a routine. I didn't realize that, okay, my patience was a lot easier going. I wasn't getting anxiety attacks. I was sleeping harder, even though I was still getting up in the middle of the night breastfeeding my child. I could go back to sleep easier and get that deep sleep again. Those things I didn't realize until I stopped taking it. And then I started back up again and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel better. I had more energy to do stuff. So I knew then Plexus is not for the storage unit. It is an everyday thing that I need to take all the time, every day, no excuses, because it helps, it works. So I love it. I love that triplex combo. That is my favorite. So I started to research a little bit more, dig into other products and kind of look into, oh, they have multivitamins, they have Mega X. You know, I'm the type of person that I want to take a multivitamin, but I go to the grocery store or the store and I look and I'm like, there are so many options, I don't know. I get overwhelmed. And then I just take one because I've heard it on a commercial or so-and-so told me about this. Or this is just a one-a-day thing, take this one. I get overwhelmed. So I'm like, okay, well, I really like this triplex. I've researched some information on the website. I'm going to try the multivitamin. I'm going to try the Omega X. And then I just started adding on other products and realizing things that I needed that I didn't know I needed. I added in the collagen because after breastfeeding with Bryce, I lost hair. And I lost a little bit with Grace, my first child, but with Bryce, it was like clog the drain every time I took a shower. It was crazy. I have thick hair. I have lots of hair, so it really didn't matter. But I'm like, this is not really, holy cow. So the first time I went and got my hair cut after taking the collagen consistently, my hairdresser was like, you have so many little baby hairs. Oh my goodness. I was like, I know. I don't know where they're coming from. And so then I remember one summer day, I was outside with the kids. I had my hair in a ponytail and something kept tickling me on the neck and I kept flicking it and flicking it. Realized I was starting to get more baby hairs underneath. And I thought, oh, wow, this is good. The collagen is working. Awesome. That's what it's supposed to do for your hair, right? Well, then I realized I used to have little lines on my nails that were kind of like little ridges and little bumps. And I can't remember what I was doing one day. I thought, oh, these ridges, these bumps are not there. They're shinier. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but they're like shinier. They're smoother. I was like, wow, that's crazy. My skin, I would have like little bits of red on my skin or I would break out a lot. And I wasn't. I was like, this is crazy. Like, holy cow, this is actually, all of this stuff is really working. It's really good. I'm loving it. So it's why I started to add more and more products into my regimen and I started to love them all. Now, like I've said, none of these were like an overnight, other than my pink drink, which does not happen for everybody, but it's not like I took these products and tomorrow these results happened. It took a while. I would say the first year that I was taking all of the products consistently was when I really started to realize all these things. The other biggest one was having Active in my life allowed me to get up and go. I've always, between Grace and Bryce, I thought, I really need to get back into working out. I really want to start making my body healthy again and making myself feel good again. And I never did. It was always pushed back with when Bryce starts sleeping again, or when this happens or when that happens, and it never happened, right? Oh, we moved up north. Okay, well, when we settle in, when we find a place to settle in, it like never happened. I started drinking Active in the morning as like a pre-workout drink, and it gave me energy where I was like, let's go kids, come on, you have to keep up with mama because you're not keeping up with mama. I'm ready to go. So I started to run again. I was like up to 2 miles. I know that that's not much, but for somebody that hasn't ran since college, I was like pretty proud of myself, pushing about 100 pounds of kid and stroller. I was like pat on my back on that one, you know, awesome. I was happy about it. So none of these things happened overnight. It took time and patience and consistency. And these are things that I am learning through my journey as well. The next part of my journey is we found out a little while ago that we're going to have baby number 3. I'm super excited about that. But what I've learned is, I call this my Plexus baby because we tried for 2 years with our first child. We didn't see success. I mean, we wanted it to happen right away, but it was 2 years before we got Grace. It took about a year for Bryce. Bryce is going to be 2 in April. This baby is due in May. So it definitely balanced my hormones out, and it helped with all of that. And I'm also just very excited to see the difference in my pregnancies. I didn't have hard pregnancies with Grace or Bryce. I felt pretty good. But as far as like right now, I'm about 15 weeks pregnant. I forget. I forget that I'm pregnant. Could be that I'm trying to keep up with the 2 kids, but as far as not really like feeling tired, I have my days where there are some days where I am tired. The nausea came and gone, but it wasn't bad. I still functioned. Like, I didn't throw up. I never threw up. I gained 1 pound. I sleep great still. I don't have any discomfort really. The belly's starting to come out. It's just getting in the way a little bit. So I'm just super excited to see the difference in it. And I'm excited also because I'm excited to see how this baby does, because I've started this baby off with nutrients right away. My kids right now, Grace and Bryce, both take the microbiome drink for kids and the vitamins, which they love those too, and the hydrate. They love all that. And I'm so happy that they are on those as well, just for their own nutrition's sake. But I'm excited that this one gets to start off way before they got to, you know. I've seen a change in my children, but looking back and realizing all of the things that I went through with my previous kids, I was induced with both of them. With Grace, I had to be on antibiotics. So having all of that while pregnant affects, and these are things that I'm learning, have affected the children. And now that I'm looking and seeing their digestive system and the way that they are regular or not regular, I think, okay, that probably could be an issue there. And I'm excited to see if this one is the same or different, or just compare it all. And so this isn't the end of my journey. I will have more testimonies for you throughout the way. I'm just excited to see what else Plexus can give for me. I feel like it is just constantly giving new things that keep constantly coming up. I noticed this is different or that is different. Like I said, throughout my whole journey, I have noticed little by little, but none of it has ever happened overnight. I have not started taking a pill or started taking a drink, and then all of a sudden, poof, the next day magic happened. It is a natural, plant-based, straight to the root cause, kills it, gets it taken care of from the inside out. So that takes time. It doesn't just overnight happen. So I'm just excited to share with you all my journey, and I hope there's somebody out there that can take away something of it. And if you are on the fence with trying Plexus, all I have to say is just do it, because you never know until you try. And if you try it, give it time. Be patient. Trust the process. Trust the person that helped you do it, because they know what they're talking about. If you have any questions, I am always available. My messenger is always open for you. And if you want to sign up, call me too. So I hope you all have a good day and a Merry Christmas.